Lord Wallace Mouton retook Rook's Rest in a storm of steel and fire, only to perish in his attempt to slay the crippled Sunfire. For 2 weeks the wounded dragon lingered amidst the ruin, too broken to take flight, until one morning he was simply gone. No tracks marked his passage, no witness saw his leaving. Some said he had died and been carried to the gods by winds unseen. Others swore Sunfire had taken wing once more, defying wounds that should have ended him. Whatever the truth, he would not be glimpsed again for half a year. While the North mustered its banners, Prince Aemon judged that the true danger lay not there, but at Harrenhal, where Daemon Targaryen sat with his host. With Aegon Sec bedridden from his wounds, Aemon took the mantle of regent. He and Sir Criston Cole rode forth from King's Landing at the head of 4,000 men, Vhagar's shadow sweeping the host. Yet Daemon had already guessed their intent. He rose upon Caraxes and slipped south, far from Criston's line of march. After 19 days, Aemond and Criston found Harrenhal abandoned, and for a fleeting moment believed themselves victorious. To the west, the banners of House Lannister marched under Lord Jason, seeking to crush the Riverlords at the Red Fork. 3 times the Greens tried to force the crossing, and 3 times they were thrown back, until Sir Adrian Tarbeck and 100 knights stripped off their armour, swam upstream, and struck the Blacks from the rear. Lord Tristan Vance fell beneath Adrian's sword, and the river defence collapsed. In the aftermath, Lord Peter Piper knighted the Squire Pate of Longleaf, who would ever after be called Longleaf the Lion Slayer. The Westermen pressed east, clashing again at Acorn Hall. Lord Piper and Lord Joseph Smallwood stood in their path, but Piper died. Some say of a burst heart upon seeing his grandson's head raised on a spear, and Smallwood retreated behind his walls. 3 days later, Sir Harry Penny rallied the Blacks and met Adrian Tarbeck in battle. Both champions slew each other, and command of the Lannister host fell to aged, half-crippled Lord Humphrey Lefford. Eastward they marched still, until they came to the western shores of the God's Eye, where the Riverlords and Northmen closed in. Lord Roderick Dustin's Winter Wolves, Lord Forest Frey, and Red Rob Rivers pressed from the north, while from the south came Pate the Lion Slayer, with Lords Bigglestone, Chambers, and Perrin. The next day brought fresh strength to the Blacks, Lord Benjicott Blackwood, Lord John Charlton, Sir Garibald Grey. Humphrey's ravens, sent to beg Aemon's aid, were plucked from the sky by Red Rob's arrows. Cornered, the Lannisters drew up with their backs to the lake. At dawn, the Winter Wolves charged. 5 times they hurled themselves upon the Lannister pikes, and 5 times they were driven back, each assault leaving more dead upon the field. But with the Blacks pressing on 3 sides, the green host was slowly pushed into the shallows. Hundreds were cut down in the reeds, hundreds more drowned, dragged under by the weight of their armour. By day's end, the lake was choked with corpses, and the battle by the lakeshore, called the Fish Feed, had ended in slaughter. The flower of Westerland's knighthood lay dead. In their absence, Dalton Greyjoy, the Red Kraken, swept in from the sea, sacking Lannisport while Lady Joanna Lannister barred the gates of Casterly Rock. The Blacks had won a crushing victory, yet their own ranks were torn and thinned. In the wake of the Fish Feed, Aemond and Criston abandoned Harrenhal. Criston turned south, seeking to join Lord Ormond Hightower and Prince Daeron, but the Riverlords shadowed him with scorched earth and ambushes. In the villages they left for him to find, the dead of the Fish Feed were propped like ghastly sentries, their rotting faces staring blankly at his passing. Desertion spread like rot. At Crossed Elms, men dressed as corpses sprang up to butcher his scouts. South of the God's Eye, Criston found himself trapped, his force outnumbered 2 to 1 by the Blacks. He sought parley with Sir Garibald Grey, Pate of Longleaf, and Lord Dustin, offering to yield, but they refused him. Before sword could cross sword, arrows from Red Rob Rivers found the hand of the king, felling the Kingmaker where he stood. The Winter Wolves charged, and the Butcher's Ball began. When it ended, the Greens lay in heaps upon the stony ground. This was not battle, Sir Garibald Grey would say, but butchery, and so the name was fixed. With Criston Cole dead, the cause of the Greens bled yet deeper, though Aemond One Eye still lived, and vengeance yet flew upon Vhagar's wings.